Hey everybody, welcome back to a special Saturday edition of FSi DFS Fantasy Baseball Picks. I'm here from Meguro 31. So, full day with sports. We got Euro going on today. We got PGA if it ever stops raining there. We got NASCAR Xfinity, which I'll probably do a video after practice qualifying for that. And we got MMA. We got some new content on our channel for free, so check out our X/Twitter page, and there's a link to our Discord if you're not a member already. It's free content. All you have to do is join our Discord and go through the process to become a member in it, which is pretty simple. You just put a backslash and the word link in general, and it will take you from being a guest to a member. So if you have any questions or need help, just drop a message in the general chat once you've accepted the link that's on X and Twitter, and we'll help you from there. So, anyways, we have an 8 game slate here. Well, weather concern with Pittsburgh and Atlanta should be okay. It's the summer, pop up showers, things like that. So, and I'm doing this at a point where most of the lines are. I still got 3 hours to lock, so I just thought it'd be a little bit of a help on your Saturday afternoon if you don't want to spend a ton of time doing research on your own. So, first game, Miami, Philly, wind blowing out, 13 miles per hour, 87 degrees, great hitting weather. Rodney Munoz not touching. Aaron Nola has been up and down, but I think this is a great situation. Sanchez pitched it down last night. I think it was a three hitter. Um, so I think that we're definitely a strong case for Nola today. Miami's just going to be a leverage stack here. Love the left-handed bats, and you can throw some righties in there too for Philly. So my focus is probably on Stott, Turner, and Marsh. And you can throw in Baum, Castellanos, Clemens, pretty much anybody in the lineup I like here to make your stacks work. But I think they'd be very popular with 5.31 total. Next, we have San Diego and Boston, King and Hauk. I think both pitchers are in play here. I mean, both offenses can do decent. It is 16-mile-per-hour winds blowing out a 76-degree day in Boston, so that does help hitting also. But Hauk is just like so high price. That's why I have him in the fade no interest. It's more the no interest just because the price point to try to get up to him on a slate like this. I just don't like it. And King, Boston's going to throw a bunch of lefties out there. They have six in the lineup. So, and they've got some decent power there. So I can see playing King, but with the weather forecast and stuff, probably be very limited in my GPPs. So, bat wise, San Diego, like I didn't see that coming yesterday. Put a ton of runs. I think I had like an 8 or 9 run inning. So, that got prevented. But Houck's a little bit better. So, I like playing areas in DFS. He's just like a contact here, but Profar, Cronenworth, Machado, Solano has been decent. Merrill, like if you stick with it, I'd probably build the stack like 2 through 6. Boston side, Abreu, sorry, Duran, Abreu, Devers, Yoshida is back, has moved up to fifth, but like Wong or O'Neill, the righties are fine. Hamilton's off today. He usually bats second against a righty, but Valdez has some power and speed also, so he's a fine play there. Washington and Tampa Bay, very low total here, 7.5, no total over 3. Jake Irvin and Savale. Irvin's been solid recently, maybe like one bad game in the last 4 or 5, so I think he's solidly in play here in the cheap range for like 750 and below. Savali, I think also like Washington's Washington, but Washington can be pesky. They don't have a ton of power, but they do hit and can run and can um, chip away at you and put up runs. He's the last year we called the death by 1,000 cuts offense. So Irvin, I like Savali, maybe, but I don't think I really need to go down to 5-4 there. I think there's enough value in some of the bats and stuff to make it work. So Washington definitely going to have them as some cheap fill-ins here. Besides the first two, the rest of the team is pretty affordable. And Tampa Bay, I mean, they make some affordable fill-ins too if you don't have confidence in Irvin, like both Lau and Lowe and Paredes and Palacios. There's enough left-handed people to throw in there. Hey, going back to San Diego, I just he's not in the lineup. Higgy's just been like crushing the ball recently, but they put Sullivan in there, so never mind. It's not gonna work out. I have to change my dummy lineups or my San Diego stacks. Okay, so a little bit of weather, like I said here, maybe about a 50% chance of rain, but a late start at anything. They've got plenty of time to play this game. It's 89 degrees, almost 90 degrees in Atlanta. Pop-up thunder showers with uh wind blowing out at like 5 miles per hour. So decent hitting weather, but two decent pitchers here in Skeens and Fried. So I think they're both in play here. I think a lot of people, um, Gaines and Nola will probably be like their pitching combination if they're paying up. But I don't really dislike Fried here against Pittsburgh offense that's been struggling. Pittsburgh, I think both these teams, just with like the weather and everything and the quality of the pitchers, would be leverage stacks. But I don't think I'm playing Pittsburgh, but I'll probably throw at least one um, Atlanta stack out there just in case they can get to him. But I think Skeens has just proven that he's a solid pitcher out there, and the Atlanta bullpen's pretty decent too. So, or actually, the Pittsburgh bullpen is actually pretty bad. So, maybe look at some in the back end of it. So, that's what the stats are up on the right hand side. So, to remind me who's who in the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, maybe if Skeens is fine and then Atlanta gets to the bullpen towards the end and puts up some runs, that could be a little bit of leverage for you. Cubs and Brewers, Steele and Myers here. Not interested in Myers and Steele. I think he's solid here. Milwaukee's much better against right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching. You believe usually. So even though they're kind of right-handed heavy, and Steele's been very solid here, and it's away from it's like a park upgrade for him because if he's in Wrigley with the wind blowing out, that's definitely a detriment to pitchers. So uh Cubs bats here, definitely like a stack. Bush, especially if he moves up to the second spot there, so he's cheap and has different positioned. I think he's first base here, but FanDuel he fills up tons of positions. But Bush, Bellinger, Hap, Suzuki's been hot, and then you figure out if you want to go 5 man, just throw in a Horner or Morale. They're about the same price. And then Milwaukee, if you want to take a righty stack against like Ortiz leading off pretty cheap, Contreras, Damas, Churro at 2/8 really cheap, and then and with Hoskins, I think you have a solid play there. Don't forget Perkins if you want to do like a wraparound thing. At 2/9 is pretty good against left-handed pitching and has some speed and power too. Oakland and Arizona, Hogan Harris and Zach Gallen. Hogan Harris, no thank you. Zach Gallen's coming back from the IL. I don't know what his pitch count might be here, hamstring issues. So I think he threw like 65 pitches in his like tune-ups, and so he's not fully stretched out. So I think it's a risk, but I mean Oakland definitely is the number one strikeout team. So they're and Gallen can manufacture some strikeouts. So maybe he gets enough done, but at 9-4, it's kind of a lot to be paying to try to find that out. Maybe sprinkle money if you're doing the 150 max and like the 1 cent contest that the mini micros that DK is throwing out there. Yeah, sure. Maybe throw them in like five of the 155 or 150 lineups or something like that. Uh, in Oakland, I might take some of them here against them just in case. Arizona's bullpen isn't one of the top 10 worst, and the ERA is over like 5, so I'm not interested there. And the love Arizona bat, second favorite stack on the slate here next to Philly. Give me the righties here. Martel, Blaze Alexander moving up to the second spot. Love that there. Gurriel, Walker, Grichuk, Suarez, like any of those ones, you make a nice stack out of. Next game, Houston and the Mets here for Valdez and McGill. Valdez is still a really good pitcher. He's kind of not been as effective this season, and the Mets have really started to put up some runs even at home. It's an 18-mile-per-hour wind blowing out 78 degrees, so that should help hitting in a traditionally strong pitching park. Um, so Valdez, I like for GPPs, and cheap price at 7K, but I don't know if I'm playing with cash. And McGill, I'm not touching at all. So Houston, these hitting conditions should be decent offense here. Alvarez, probably my favorite plays on the slate here, and I like how they've got cheaper with the injuries here in the middle lineup. So the big three up there with Altuve, Bregman, and Alvarez, but then you can between Diaz, Pena, and Myers, like there's some really cheap. And Salazar, the catcher, if you want to do a wraparound, like you can really make this stack work. And Mets love the righties here. So Lindor, JD Martinez, Alvarez, Alonso, and Taylor's been hot recently, and Vientos also. Even Bader with the wraparound, like you can't really go wrong. Maybe not Iglesias or Nemo in my stacks, but other than that, I think the Mets make a very versatile lineup for you. And then finally, we have a really good pitching matchup here in Bybee and Reagan's in Kansas City with the wind blowing in 10 miles per hour and 85 degrees, 7.5 total. And both offenses, you can definitely play here if you want to, but I think they're more of a leverage one, especially because Cleveland has such a good, one of the best bullpens out there, one of the best closers out there. So if Bibby's on, then like forget it. They're not going to get anything against the bullpen here. So Kansas City, like I said, will have their have Cleveland and GPP just in case. Like Reagan's has been strong. But their bullpen's like the fourth worst. So like if they can get past there, same thing like Atlanta put up runs late, that's fine. Noel, who is first base outfield eligible, is free. He's only 2K. So if you're okay punting an outfield or a first base spot, then he's a free square for you there. So that's what we got for you. Let's look at the builds to get you on your way for your Saturday. So give me Nolan Steele, Dot or Clements at second base, Bregman, Turner, that should be Alvarez. I'm sorry about that. And Marsh. So it's going to be a Houston and Philly stack there. And then Skeens and Irvin are pitchers for GPP. And I love how Arizona and the Mets pair together with the righty bats both facing a lefty. Um, so give me Walker, Alonso, Marte, Lindor, Grichuk, JD Martinez, and tons of other options to fill in to complete your line using both teams there. So that's what we got for you. If you have a question, put chat below. Hit me at MegaRow31 on X/Twitter. And if these videos help us back, like, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends. So thanks for watching. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Good luck in your contests, and we'll see you on Monday.